Okay, good afternoon, colleagues. Um, my name is Nonhlanhla Shandu-Omukunyi. I will be sharing with you what I did with my students, the TME 301 students. So this module, I was teaching with Dr. P.W. Deman. So some of the work that is here, I have to declare that it was the work that he designed, but my part started when I applied the online virtual discussions for the students. I started to teach the module in 2019, but the module has been changed from a semester module to a year module. The overview of my presentation is that I'll be discussing the background to the language education department, the modules TME and TME 301 and TME 303. The assignment, the group engagements and collaborations, and the video presentations and assessment. So if I can just give a brief background about the language education department, is that it is based in the Faculty of Education. We teach teachers who are going to teach in foundation phase, teaching grade R to grade 3. And then the senior phase from grade 4 up to grade 9. And then grade 10 to grade 12, the FET, Further Education and Training. And then when it comes to adult education and TVET, we also cover that as well. What is unique about our department is that there is no phase that we don't fit in, because we address issues of diversity and multilingualism. And we take into cognizance the fact that in the South African context, we are guided by the constitution of the country of equality and human rights. And we also respect each person's language. Although the faculty is in the Western Cape, but we prepare our students or our student teachers to understand that each and every child comes from a diverse background. So those are enshrined in the constitution of the country as well as in CAPS. The students therefore had to collaborate and design, create a video where they were engaging. So the difference with this one is that these discussions are virtual, unlike when it was face-to-face. When it was face-to-face, it was easy, but when now they are online, it has been a challenge. But that is what this presentation is about, in terms of showcasing how did I manage to make the students find the final product. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come out of the video and continue with the presentation. So okay. So I've given the background of the assignment. I mean, of the Department of Language Education, and now I'm going to give you the information about the assignment that the students did. Okay, before going to the assignment, it's important to understand what are the aims of the module. The specific aim of the module is to think about language in relation to learning and to get to know relevant language learning theories and teaching approaches and apply these to South African classrooms. The main skills to be learned are the teaching of listening, speaking, and reading and writing skills. Amongst the other outcomes, the most important outcomes of the module is that the student teachers will understand and critically analyze the South African language policy and the language in education policy and the curriculum context in which they will be teaching. So that is where this assignment comes in. So this assignment addresses the South African problem of inequalities. We see different schools, Flagte Primary, Halala Primary, and the CIECT Primary School. So I'll give a brief understanding of what each school and each context entails. So Flagte Primary School is a parallel stream school, which is multilingual in an urban area. There is unemployment and high crime rate, and there's social tension between what is the so-called colored and black inhabitants, which is unnecessary. The languages that are mostly spoken are what is known to be Afrikaans and isiXhosa, which is also the Cape Town isiXhosa, which is totally different from the one of the Eastern Cape. And then African-speaking learners are taught and assessed in Afrikaans for all their subjects except for English first additional language. Whilst in Halala Primary, this school is situated in a rural area of the Eastern Cape and is not far from one of the major universities. The school is coming from a very poor background, and many learners live with their grandparents who survive on pension because the parents are not there. They've gone to the big cities to look for employment. Teachers and learners speak isiXhosa and they have very, very little exposure to English. The whole community speaks in isiXhosa basically. The official language policy is that in this school, grades 1 to 3, they use the language of learning as isiXhosa, and then from grade 4 upwards, and then it is English. So English comes as the first additional language, though it is used as the language of learning and teaching. CIECT Primary School, it's a former Model C school which is situated in a mainly middle-class suburban area. The main language spoken is English. majority of learners speak English at home. The informal language policy of the school is that English is taken to be a language of learning and teaching from grade 1 upwards. So what happens in this school is that in Flag Primary, a minority of Africans and Xhosa-speaking learners are in English classes from grade 1 with English as their language of learning. So in other words, in this school, as much as it is using Afrikaans as a home language, but there are those few of Africans and Xhosa that have maybe one class of English. So results are generally poor in the school and there are discipline problems in classes. Parents want their learners, their children, to be taught in Xhosa. Whilst in Nonhlanhla Primary, teachers find it impossible to teach through the medium of English because the language of learning and teaching is English. Textbooks and notes are in English, and learners must write and be assessed in English. Many learners do not understand the written English, and so they learn chunk of notes or textbooks off by heart without really understanding the content. And this becomes very difficult for the learners here in this school because there's a barrier of language. And then there's a CIECT primary. In this school, there has been an increase of Xhosa speaking learners who are coming to the school because some parents believe that if their children learn in an English medium school, they will learn English better. So Xhosa learners travel from where they stay in the township to the school that is in town. Many of Xhosa speaking learners communicate with ease in English. However, they struggle to learn through the medium of English, and their academic results are not good. Parents in this school are not happy because they have sacrificed a lot and because of the fees that are paid in the school. So coming to the assignment now, I've given the background of the language policy and the background of the schools, how things happen in schools in inequal environment, different contexts. So our student teachers, they are made to understand what is happening out there so that by the time they go to teach, they understand that in a school there are issues of language policy. In a school there's a committee which is called the school governing body. So on Ikamva, my students are already grouped from the beginning of the year when the module starts. So since the students were coming from two modules, TME 301 and 303, I had to combine them. So they were combined for this particular task because it was a group assignment. So you can't say that these ones are supposed to be doing this alone. They were all in the same module. It's just the module code that was different. And then in their groups, then they had to come out as the chairperson, the teacher component, the parent component, the learner component, general staff component. If they in a group, they were more than 3 or 4. So the task was that the SGP chairperson was supposed to present the PowerPoint slides with the names, surnames, and student number of the group, so that the SGP chairperson brings the current policy of the school for the different schools. And definitely the policy of the existing policy is not inclusive, it's not practical, it's not culturally sensitive, etc. So in response to the chairperson's presentation, the committee should do the following. They should, in a virtual video, oppose the current school language policy. They should present a rationale or justification for a new policy that is inclusive and considerate of the national language and education policy, of the Constitution of South Africa and the CAPS curriculum. So the class groups and subgroups recorded a virtual communication and engagement in order to answer the assignment questions. So eventually, when they were done, the group leaders uploaded presentations on Canva, and the assessment was given to each group based on what they have presented in the rubric. So, what is the next slide is I'm supposed to show how the students made a video. So this is.
Good morning, my fellow school governing body representatives. My name is Nabila Mento, and I am the chairperson of CIECT Primary School Governing Body. This meeting will be done in a 10-minute window period. We will be discussing and voting on ways to improve the language policy at CIECT Primary. Please note you are free to suggest, give an opinion, or raise a point or concern on anything that you agree with or disagree with throughout this meeting or on the policy document. Please proceed by introducing yourselves, and you may go.
Good morning, my fellow representatives. I would like to welcome you all to CIECT Primary School's SGB meeting. I am Anisipo Jena Malinga, the principal of this wonderful school called CIECT Primary School. Today, this meeting will be on the basis of language barriers faced by learners in the school.
Good morning, fellow student governing body members. I am Rebecca Muller, the teacher representative at CIECT Primary. I will be raising concerns on behalf of my fellow educators.
Good morning, fellow school government body representatives. I am Kelsey Adams, and I will be the learner representative of CIECT Primary School.
Good morning, my fellow school governing representatives. My name is Azra Tim. I am the parent representative. I will be discussing my views on why I chose CIECT Primary as a school for my child, as well as the type of education I expect my child to receive.
Thank you all for your introductions. I just want to say that this policy document has been sent out previously for each and everyone to read, just to cut down on time and make sure that everybody knows exactly what this meeting is going to be about. So we may proceed on discussing what the language of learning and teaching at the school currently is, which is the language of English. It's the medium of instruction as well as the home language of the school. So if everybody is in agreement that English should remain the language of learning and teaching from
Good morning, my fellow representatives. I would like to welcome you all to CIECT Primary School's SGB meeting. I am Anisipo Jena Malinga, the principal of this wonderful school called CIECT Primary School. Today, this meeting will be on the basis of language barriers faced by learners in the school.
Good morning, fellow student governing body members. I am Rebecca Muller, the teacher representative at CIECT Primary. I will be raising concerns on behalf of my fellow educators.
Good morning, fellow school government body representatives. I am Kelsey Adams, and I will be the learner representative of CIECT Primary School.
So my my presentation ends there. You can see from the video that the students, they made an attempt to make their presentation to look as if they were meeting in person. You have seen the learner component. The student was even putting on a uniform representing the learners in the school governing body. So thank you very much. That is how I've used my eCanva platform for the assessment, for the creation of the video presentation by my students, as well, and for the assessment. I think I need to stop sharing now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, colleagues. I hope you have enjoyed my video, and I hope it has informed you a bit about the importance of language education, as well as the language in education policy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I need to stop recording.